warm up. When I play the piano, as many of you know, I don't think about it, I just play. Kind of the same when I talk to you like this. I sometimes have an idea. I kind of have a general idea about what I want to talk about to you. And sometimes I don't. But today I have a bit of an idea. And I'm like fascinated by so many things. One of the things that I'm fascinated by is, well, obviously, I guess, people, humanity. I guess I'm gonna preface this by saying that I think the most heroic and courageous thing are humans, this human race. So heroic, so courageous. I'm talking about you walk out on the street, the guy you see on the street, the kid, the old person, anybody, really bloody courageous. Why I say that? Well, my opinion, my humble opinion. I'm really fascinated by lots of things, as I said. One of the things is cellular structure and DNA. And how does life work? How does life work with your body? Do you know that every single experience that you have, whether it's a good one or a bad one, a pleasant or traumatic or whatever, do you know that the energy, the emotion, the feelings, the thoughts, the ideas, the considerations, all the things that are in that situation actually are, that energy is actually recorded in your cellular structure. Like, did you know that? You could say, well, that's just your opinion, Aura. Well, maybe, I don't know, but I've done a lot of studying about this, so, I mean, I'm gonna tell you, I'll tell you why it makes sense to me. How's that? That's my interpretation of cells working together in the body. So I'm being at discord with others. Yeah, so how this works, right? And I'm just going to talk about what I've kind of discovered about this. Just my insights into it. You know how when you're like, say you have an experience where some people are really afraid of spiders. I happen to like spiders. Some people are really like afraid of angry people, or like trauma or conflict or being humiliated or not being a part of things or being not accepted. People will have reactions to all that stuff, right? And those reactions come as emotions, and they come as feelings, they come as thoughts, considerations, ideas, judgments upon ourselves, judgments upon others. But let's talk about like let's talk about the energy of it, the feeling of it. So say like, okay, say you have a good friend, right, on Facebook, and you post something, and the friend kind of goes like, what? And the reaction could be like, oh, do I give my truth here? Do I say what? I don't know, like, I like this person, I don't want to cause a riff, and I really don't want to have an upset with this person because I like the person. So there's a little bit of like tenacious, what's the word I'm looking for? Fear. Trepidation there. Like pulling back, right? Where do you feel that? Me? I can feel it kind of right in my stomach, like, right about there. I can feel like a tightening, a little bit of a constriction. The cells that energy and that constriction are going into, they're actually pulling back and they're pulling in, and they're going a little bit more solid. They're not as light and fluid as when you're in a park flying a kite, looking at butterflies, picking flowers, playing with kids, seeing a dog on your walk that you just go, wow, I love that dog. The dog smiles at you, stuff like that. But the different experiences that we have whereby we get a bodily reaction, you can get a bodily reaction like in your neck, right, or in your shoulders. Like say you're at work, and I think there's somebody drilling something out there. Anyway, say at work, I actually had a job like this. When I lived in Vancouver many years ago, I first moved to Vancouver when I was quite young. And I got a job at Villager Shoe Shops on Granville Street. Now, the person who managed that store was, I'd say, a really mean person. Like, this guy was horrible to be around, horrible. I would go into work. It's my first kind of real job because I was in university. I left university actually in my 4th year with my boyfriend. We, went to Vancouver, and I didn't finish any degrees or anything. I kind of had enough. But I went. He was a musician. I was a musician. We were going to do a little band thing, and so anyway, I got this job at Villager Shoe Shops. Every day when I would go in there, it would be okay until that guy walked in, and that guy was like a black mess. I can still see him. He's a good-looking guy, young-ish, but he would walk in, and instantly my shoulders would tighten up. I would kind of pull in. I would just feel like cringe-worthy, and I just felt like I was being judged and watched, and like the oppression was horrible. Well, it got me right in my shoulders, it got me in my neck, got me in my head. It would all tighten up. And I went through massive migraines because of that job and that guy and how he was to be around. I was quite young, still learning. I remember, like at one point, I actually had to go to the hospital. The migraines were so bad I couldn't see. That's how bad it was. And I, left the job. But an example of like a life experience that can load up crap in your body, in your cells. And it's the energy, it's your spiritual energy that actually goes into your cells. Your cells react to that. And yeah, I'm sure, like you can probably think of all kinds of things you've been through. Think about some stuff, okay? I'm gonna just play a little bit more, just kind of reflect on, like where in my body have I felt things? Ooh, like where have I got that backache, or where have I got like this heartache, or where have I got like this stomach ache or ulcer or whatever. Don't think about it too much, okay? It's not healthy. all of that energy that you can think of that may have come to mind, not all of it, there's probably a lot of it. Do you know that that stays in your cells? That actually stays there. And the way it's coded in there, it's by like codes that are called light codes. Now, in the case of trauma, bad stuff, those are dark codes, but they're coded, and that's how energy is actually, it's kind of like computer coding, you know? And if you think about it, your body is an amazing computer. I mean, think about it. Think about how your brain and your heart and your liver and all of these different systems in your body function. Think about the absolute intelligence and majesty of the human body. Well, those codes come in there as dark or light. Those codes can be activated or not activated, okay? Now, when a code gets activated, let's pick an example that's not maybe a physical one whereby, you know, you get hit in the head and now you have a headache, or you're in an accident. Like me, I broke my elbow really badly a few years ago. Okay, I'll tell you a little bit about that one. I spent some time in Los Angeles, right, California, and I was rollerblading. Well, we'll use that term loosely. I was rollerblading with a couple of my friends along the Santa Monica beach and the boardwalk. And I'd never been on rollerblades before, and I always wanted to try rollerblades, you know? Like, I had this thing, I probably would have like parachuted if I had had the opportunity. But I drove motorcycles, I did all kinds of stuff that were, you know, fun, frankly. Anyway, I wanted to do rollerblading. And so I had these two friends. They were really lovely people, really actually handsome guys, quite frankly. But anyway, so we went down and one took one arm and one took the other. So we were rollerblading. We rollerbladed from Santa Monica down to the next beach, which I can't remember the name for it now. But rollerblade must have been like about, I don't know, 2-3 kilometers, maybe. It was quite a ways. And we were going fast, and I was secure because they knew how to rollerblade. I didn't. So I was just like, you know, okay, let's go for it. A little bit, I mean, when I think about it now, if I'd have fallen and broken my ankle or something, I'd have been really in trouble because, you know, no medical insurance, hospitals, all that stuff. But I was okay. So I got home from California after a number of months there, and I wanted to rollerblade. So for my birthday, my mom got me rollerblades, and I had elbow pads and wrist pads and a helmet and knee pads. And I was going, oh, I'm going to rollerblade. Went to Assiniboine Park this day, and what I had done was I learned to go fast before I learned how to stop. Kind of felt like this. And there'd be like a flourish of fun, like lots of like, oh, this is just beyond beautiful. I crashed. Well, the crash was worse than the cord. Yeah, so I saw this as on the path, and it's going at a pretty good clip. And there was a piece of the path about a foot across the path that was out. The cement was out, and I saw it coming, and I went, "Uh-oh!" And I thought, I could see it up in the distance. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Okay, I don't know how to stop. I'll hop over it. So I got to it. I hopped up. I lost my balance. Coming down through the air, like everything went into slow motion. Coming down through the air, I knew if I came down on my back, I'd break it. If I came down on my head, I'd break my neck. Like there were a lot of options here in the quantum field that I could have, a lot of timelines I could have zipped onto. Well, the one I picked was blocking myself with my elbow. So I came down on my elbow, padded and everything. Well, the elbow splintered like this, like a walnut being hit by a hammer. So this accident, and that kind of accident, has in its actual cellular structure, it's actually got quite a little bit of stuff locked in there that's dark coding. There's fear, pain, extreme pain, frustration, all kinds of stuff. As well as like the bone actually is like I can't even turn my arm more than that, But in any case, the kind of thing I'm going to talk about with the coding on the cellular structure is that, but it's also a coding of like, say an emotional upset with somebody, a bad fight, a bad thing where you just feel like, horrible. Now that, say you have a fight with somebody, right? Or you have a relationship with somebody and it goes really badly and your heart is broken and you can't figure it out. Like, I can't figure it, I just can't figure it out. I don't get it, right? Well, that coding is in the cellular structure. It could be in your heart, it could be in your stomach, and maybe the tension is in your back. I find that I have a lot of tension that'll be in my root chakra, which is right down around the hips. Like I can actually feel sometimes I can actually feel the holding in there. There's like a holding, the cells will hold. They're not like water. They're not like melting ice, decimating or deleting into light. They're like something there, right? So here's the thing with the cellular structure that is mind-blowing, okay? What that coding will do in your actual body's cellular structure is it'll form a loop. You know how like you can loop something to play over and over again? That's when that code gets enacted, it can form a loop. You may have noticed. You'll get up maybe in the morning after something bad's happened. What does it do? It goes over and over again in your mind. It's over and over and over again, and your mind gets involved. And you get this churning thing going on. That's a loop. And this thing, it's like a glitch, right? Anyway, this thing will start doing that. It can captivate you. When that happens and you get involved with that and you get into all of the having to figure it out and piecing it together and ruminating on it and all that, do you know what that does? Do you know what that does to your cellular structure? It makes that code really strong, really, really strong. That's what it does. The remedy for that, it's work, okay? It's some work. And you may not be the work you might think. The old paradigm for that type of like processing is like you get in and you dig around it and you talk about it and you talk about it and you try to see if you can access it and get rid of it and all this stuff, figure it out. It might sound like a good idea, but all it does is just solidify it even more and add more density to your cellular structure. That's what it does. There are other ways. There are other ways. starting to get warmed up a little bit. I haven't played since the last video. Yeah, so that thing, that mechanism that kind of happens, you know, there's a better way, and it's the way we're ascending to, because what we're doing is we're going through evolution as a species. And the species, what I mean by that is I mean the human race. We're evolving, and we're evolving right now at a really fast pace. And the way we're evolving is that there's a lot of light. Everything planetarily has changed, and it's changing big time now because there's a lot of stuff going on in the cosmos, and there's lots going on anyway. But there's a lot of light being dumped into the planet, and if you look, you can see it. Look at the moon. The moon is different than it used to be. It's really big, and it's lower now. Look at the sun. The sun used to have more yellow in it. It's now more white. Just go look at it. Go see it. Right? It's the difference. The light is changing. You'll see it in people. You know, people are manifesting different energies than you've noticed before if you're looking. But anyway, so this evolution is going on. The way that I've been finding, it's absolutely amazing, amazing. This inner work, right? It's very cool. What it involves is so simple, and there's a key. I'm going to tell you the key, but I'm going to tell you this first. The simplicity of this, it's simple, but it's not necessarily easy. It takes time, it takes commitment, and it takes a real desire to, you know, open up and be more filled with love and compassion and stuff like that, you know, the light stuff. But the thing that really I've been finding lately that is just incredible and works is connecting with, lying down comfortably, sitting in a comfy chair, whatever, and you just, you know, you can just close your eyes, and you can put on music if you want to, but it's pretty good to be really focused. And you can just, if you just kind of breathe, when you breathe, right, and you let go, and you release, you can feel, if you're looking, parts of the body that aren't releasing. There'll be like a tightening. I noticed this morning, I was doing this, and I noticed that I was having this tightening in my belly, right here, and this, it kind of wasn't letting go. And I could feel it, and it would be like, that's interesting. Why is my belly like, it's not letting go? And of course, the information that surfaced, it'll surface real quick. The information that surfaced was all the times when I was a little girl, teenager, you know, that my mother said to me, like, maybe, I don't know, thousands of times, hold your stomach in, hold your stomach in. You have to hold your stomach in. Well, that kind of got solidified in there, and I held my stomach in for a long time. And yeah, and it just got so that there was tension there built in, and the code said, hold your stomach in, you know? And so I've held my stomach in a lot. Not necessarily healthy, because if you do that a lot, you're constricting your inner workings, you're constricting your systems, and you can get stuff like, you know, you can get digestive problems, you can get really weird physical things that can happen in your stomach and in your elimination and stuff like that, which another video, another time, maybe not, okay? Suffice to say, it happens. So you lie down, get comfortable, breathe so you can contact stuff. Breathing also calms your mind. It gets the mind out of there, because you don't need that in there messing around. You just need your awareness, you need your consciousness to feel this stuff. And you can feel where you're holding. And then when you feel that area, you look at it in the body, you feel it holding, and then you just get the idea that it is ice melting in a beautiful sun. And that sun is the light. and the sun is coming in, it's melting that ice, you will feel, oh, I'm doing it right now actually, you will feel that start to release. You'll feel the tension, the coating that's dark, dense, break up, and it'll melt, because the sun that's coming in is the light. And that light that's coming in, that's the light of your higher self. That's the light of the Creator. That's the light of where we as humanity are ascending. We are ascending to the point where we are light. We are light. And here I told you about the key, 2 keys. One key that'll help release, it'll help get that going real quick. Love, compassion. Pick something you feel love for. Pick someone. You know, everybody's got somebody they love or did love. Something, you know. Pick something that you feel absolute love for. That starts the light happening. The second key, major one. Major one. The most important one. It's the power of you. Do you know how much power you are? Do you know how much power you are? You can do stuff like that. You can change darkness in your cellular structure to light. Then you'll find, or I shouldn't say you, I find, there will be things that I don't want to put in my body because it adds density, it adds something that brings the darkness more there rather than the light. For me, alcohol. I can't do alcohol at all anymore. Can't do it. I could never do like greasy things. You know, I can't eat animals, can't do it. But that's just me, you know, no judgment. You find your own thing. But it's the power of humanity, the power that we are. What do we play for beauty and power? Like, what's the sound of beauty and power? Ah, beauty. For power, huh? What would be power? How about this? Is that power? Ooh, what about this? I don't know, is that beauty and power? I don't know. Like I said, I didn't really warm up. Yeah. Which just brings me back really to the very first point I made at the beginning, which was when I see what human beings carry around, when I know that's what's happening in all of those cellular structures with all of the experiences humans have been through, what are they carrying on their shoulders? I mean, it's like I could just cry when I see the heroism in human beings, what humans have been through, what they carry around in every cell in their bodies, how they have been so totally programmed to be imprisoned by all of the thoughts that inhibit them and stop them from their power. We've been so imprisoned, you know? I mean, I was thinking about this today earlier. I was thinking about the way the conditioning has worked to stop people from being their own sovereign, authentic selves. Remember all the magazines that would come out? And they'd be like, well, the color for the year, you go shopping, right? In stores in the mall, whatever. The color for the year this year is going to be navy. Everybody's going to wear like navy and beige. And this is how the hairstyle is for this year. This is the new makeup look for this year, for women, right? Men, I don't know. Well, men, this year we're going to wear our pants all down so, our crack shows. Or we're going to like, whatever. Whatever's cool. You got to do the thing to be cool. I never really bought into that stuff. Well, not really. The only thing I actually did, but I did it because I really wanted to. In a way, I was kind of buying into the idea a little bit, but not a whole lot. I got myself a little tattoo on my ankle a long time ago. Yes, I wanted a tattoo. But what color, where it works, whatever, no. So I've never really fallen down that road. But look at the programming that goes with that. You got to look a certain way. You got to be a certain weight. You got to behave a certain way. You get these articles. You ever see these articles? Like I see them on YouTube sometimes. Stuff like you watch this YouTube video and it's about like what men really want in a woman, or how to know how to actually please the man that you want and make sure that he does get totally fascinated by you. What kind of crap is that? Like, seriously? What kind of crap is that? People buy it though. So anyway, I mean, tons of programming. You could just start looking at it. Start going out in the environment. Start looking at what are you being told to think? What are you being told to feel? Well, we have to make, I'm sorry, this ran for like a couple of seconds, okay? And I probably may get a lot of, thumbs down on this one, but whatever. We have to make sure that everything we say or feel or think or do absolutely doesn't make any other person on the face of the earth uncomfortable. Think about that. Think about it. What about if you got a problem with something somebody is doing or saying or thinking or feeling? Handle your own bloody problem. Why am I getting so upset by this? Why am I feeling like offended by this? Well, I think that they should do what I want. They should be actually functioning in a way that makes me feel loved. Okay. You get what I'm saying, don't you? Yeah, I know. But anyway, I'll just say one other little thing, adding to the cellular thing, which I find absolutely astounding. If you look at your DNA, right? Well, that DNA has come from your parents, their parents, now you got like 4, their parents, now you got like, and math's not good, but figure it out, you can see it. Go back, go back, go back, go back, go back, go back. Whole lot. And what have you got? You got a hell of a lot of coding in your system from, wow. How much of that coding do you think, how much of that coding can get activated and play into your present now moment? Here's one. My great-grandparents came over from Scotland, Edinburgh, on the ship Hector. They landed in Pictou, Nova Scotia. Now they left Scotland because of the conditions, really bad conditions. And can you imagine, now the ship Hector, if you want to look, search it on the internet and look what it looks like, that's that's not a big ocean liner, okay? Can you imagine the roughness, the sickness, the times, people died on that ship. They starved, they got scurvy, God only knows what. But rats, they may have been having rats crawl over them when they're sleeping. Babies dying. Look at the trauma from those ancestors of mine, right? Look at that trauma. Look at I told you about the energy in the cells and all that's encoded in there. That gets into your DNA, right? So say that's in your DNA and I carry it forward to my DNA right now. If one of those codes gets triggered, that could be like, oh wow, I just thought of something. Motion always used to make me really sick. Like if I drove in the car in the back seat, I couldn't put my head down and look down because I get sick, literally. DNA. I haven't noticed that lately, but then again, I don't drive in the back seats of many cars lately. And I don't put my head down in back seats of cars. I wanted to change up the chording a little bit. I haven't played an E flat for a while. I won't hit you with the beautiful lush chord I did last time because, I think you had enough of that one. But anyway, yeah, so I thought about that right now, actually. But look at all the stuff that's in your cellular structure, right? And who knows what's activating, who knows what's not, who knows what's being triggered, who knows what's not. People are carrying all that stuff with them. All that stuff being carried with them. The evolution we're going through is getting rid of that darkness, getting rid of all of that density, getting rid of that DNA triggering darkness that is affecting us. And who knows how far back that goes? Who knows? Who knows how far back that goes, right? And we're moving into light. I told you something that would help enable that. help work it, and it's really fun. I mean, it's really enlightening when you start finding things releasing on a cellular level, and the light coming in. Like I felt light pouring in my body this morning. It was like, whew, wow. And it'll come out. Like I'll notice it'll come out of my body like when that darkness is breaking up and going away. Like it'll come out like I'll shiver or I'll convulse. Well, not badly, but it'd be like a whew, you know, or like a like that, and then it'll pass, or it'll come out like as pain in the body. Sometimes you can have you can be walking around in this particular point of time because of all the light and everything I said. Like you can be walking around and suddenly you get pain or ache. You don't have no idea where it's coming from, and then. You know, some people, if they don't know about this stuff, they'll go in on like, oh my gosh, something's wrong. I wonder what's wrong. I should go to a chiropractor, or I need to see a doctor, or whatever, you know. It can come out as tiredness, extreme tiredness, because the body takes a lot of it's going through a lot to break up this stuff and to replace all of this coating with light coating. Oh, and the light coating is like phenomenal. Really, really powerful. Really powerful. Yeah, so if you're really tired, have a nap. If your body wants Lay's potato chips, which mine does on a regular basis, but I can't have them, so I don't. Luckily, I don't buy them because you know what? I really like them. I really like Lay's potato chips, classic, not flavored. Anyway, I think that's probably enough for today. What do you think, huh? I hope you got something from this. I really do. Play another little tune. This music right now that I'm kind of flowing through me, it's my hope. It's my hope for you. It's my hope for you to be filled with light. Filled. Can you feel yourself filling with light? Like that one? Happy. All the light. That was a little bit of density, I think, breaking up, right? You think? It's going to turn into light. to, share, allowing me really to share my stuff with you. Thanks. I really appreciate it. I love you, and I just see the light and the humanity, and I see the heroism. I see your strength, and I see your power. Every single person that I come into contact with, I see all of that in you. I see every bit of it in you and more.